Let's turn the volume up there. How about it? Let's hope it works. Let's hope it's going. It's Monday. I kind of starting like a Monday, isn't it? Let's roll the open in three, two, one. Promise. Boy, wheels. Did I start the open again, or the countdown again, or something? Actually, or did I have the? I don't know what. I don't know what I did. I don't know. Anyway, let's read that. Let's take that off. I'll get that off. Anyway, boy, it's acting all wonky today. I don't know if it's the internet or no. What am I saying? It is the internet. We have the worst. Remember, we have the worst internet of any live show in the history of live shows. It's the worst. Happy Monday to you. What I had planned, I don't know if I'm able to pull it off. I'm gonna try. Is the dog contributes? Good to see Shane out there. Good morning to you, mate. I'm a little flat white Australian style here. Okay, let's dive right into the show. A bit later, we're going to discuss something I previewed on Friday. Is you too can be a Dallas police officer. But without further ado, let's bring our first guest on. It's the one and only Mom. Let's go ahead and fire her intro up. Here we go. The grooviest of groovy music, one of the grooviest gals we know.
Well,
Uh,
I look like I've been run over by the train today.
well, you do live up in Indiana where there's a lot of trains. So that may be part of
Well,
the
that's
problem.
true, but
That may be part of the problem.
I've been doing bills all day and trying to clean up my files and yada yada yada. So I look
Oh my
kind
God.
of wild, but that's okay.
Not as bad
I,
as I look like I'm a stroke victim. What's wrong with my neck? Oh my gosh, it's terrible. I got like a turkey neck. I look like a stroke victim or something. Anyway,
oh,
yes. I mean, look terrible. Look at that. Look at that.
well, you look at me
Oh,
and you'll get a breath of fresh air.
I thought being a fat kid, you're supposed to like look younger, but it looked like there you go. There you go. I have a facelift on the air. The lights are making me look terrible today. I mean, just turn off the lights. There we go. That probably a little better. Turn the light on here. Yeah. So how are the trains doing up there in Indiana, Mom? Mom joining
Oh,
us from Indiana.
yeah. Well, it's so funny. I don't pay attention to them until I have to go somewhere, and a train is 100 miles long. But there was an ad in the South Bend Tribune today, and it's been there before. And you can buy a rail car for, I think it's $9,500 or $10,500. And when you buy that rail car, it's primarily transports food, and it you will reap in a year $2,700 of revenue. It's
Oh,
like an investment. I thought, who is, I don't know if it's a legitimate deal, but it was a big ad in the South Bend Tribune today. So I
oh.
thought, oh my goodness, now they're wanting to sell rail cars. So uh, they're
Well, there's
busy.
20.
I'm sure that.
I was teaching today, and I was having a conversation with the teacher, and nothing's off the table. And matter of fact, I was messaging back and forth with old classmate Kenny Matthews, and we were saying because Kenny covers move this down a little bit. Kenny covers high school football, and he's actually covering a Monday night high school football game because of scheduling and
Oh
COVID and all
my.
that. And they've actually most of the time your usual Texas high school footballs were Thursday and Friday, high
Yeah.
school level. Your JVs maybe different nights, but in the playoffs you'll have Saturday afternoon. They'll play all day on Saturday, but
Hmm.
during the regular season they're still going on in some of these districts still. The regular season games, and then something he and I were talking about. He's doing a Monday game against a couple of big powers, a Monday night high school football game. And I just noticed a moment ago they're moving the tomorrow's Vikings, tomorrow's Steelers Ravens game to Wednesday now. So they're moving that
Uh,
to
that,
Wednesday.
that's that's another move. That's the second move for them.
So yeah, so I guess what I'm
Yeah.
saying to you is that nothing's off the table in
Yeah.
everything we do.
Yeah.
Education, retail, restaurants. I mean,
Yeah.
who knows? Everything's pretty much standard. Is
Well,
uh,
the Indiana high school state finals was Friday and Saturday, and though they're over, so I don't know what the rules were for them, but we weren't Concord. Had to forfeit their first sectional game because of COVID, so um, didn't really matter. But anyway,
right,
um,
right.
and yeah, when I was talking to the CPA on Friday, I told you his kid he got injured, so he's uh, became the manager of the Borden County six-man football. He said they had about 2 or 3 more playoff games before the finals. Um, so I thought,
Yeah, I
oh,
think
I
some
forget
of
that.
the some of the classifications are still wrapping up. Some of them, I think, 4A, 2A, maybe 3A are all in playoffs, but 6A, I think 5A, and I think six man have not reached playoffs yet. I think that's right
That's what
because
he
yeah,
said.
I think that's right.
That
Yeah,
Friday night they had a game. I don't know who
right,
against,
right.
but
They've
they had a
had
play.
some games have been banged, some have been moved, and so that's part of the reason they're having a Monday night game. I believe it's Jesuits playing one of the Richardson schools, maybe Richardson High this
Yeah.
weekend. So I mean that's
Well,
a big 5A. So
I see we get to see Maxwell maybe on live stream.
yeah, we can't watch real football. We got to watch that European kickball.
Well, why not? At
I
least
mean,
he's
how
getting
many?
to do something.
No, I'm glad. I'm torn because the kid is could have played his senior year and he's really daggum good. He was all they had really,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
and he was all around stud, and they didn't play. And now they're going to play soccer, which I'm going to go out there and freeze my butt off for a little while, but it just doesn't move. It doesn't move my needle even with 30,000 people. So I don't know if it's going to move my needle with three, but oh well.
Yeah,
I do it. I go watch him play all the time. We go watch him play soccer all the time anyway. So
yeah,
we'll do.
yeah,
I'll do it.
yeah. Well, at least he has that. So
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That is true. That is
yeah.
true. So anything else exciting up there in the Canada?
No, not really. We're just the same old, same old. Um, the Thanksgiving holidays are over, and we're heading toward Christmas, and so um, it just doesn't seem what's to get extremely wrapped up into. Um, I play enough Sudoku and puzzles and whatever. Yeah, well, I spent my day yesterday, of course, watching football, but on NFL, and then I have watched some basketball. I watched Tech for a while, and that was sad. But anyway,
Right.
and I never saw you guys, but I
We were
watched.
there. We did see it's a good arena. We were there. There, yeah,
It
but
looked like a great arena.
that's just Tech for you. They can't stand prosperity. They outnumbered Houston 20-1 in fans and still laid a total egg. U of H is good, but Tech, I don't
Yeah,
know. Tech, it's just typical Tech. It's just they can't stand prosperity. They can't never
yeah.
can do it. But I was the first. I think I watched the NFL yesterday. We watched what was on at Rodeo Goat in Fort Worth. It was whatever game was on was Titans and Colts. I watched part of that while we are eating, and then off of the distance, you could sort of see Tampa and the Chiefs playing in the club section or the bar section of the
Hmm.
arena, and which made sense because you had a lot of Mahomes jerseys on in the stands. So,
Yeah.
but other than that, I mean, I watched maybe 3 or 4 plays last night because I had to get back. I had to get the biscuit early last night. So,
Yeah. I
um,
noticed at one of the games that Tech played in earlier, not the one on Sunday, but that Mahomes was a figure in the stands. One of
yes,
those.
yes, little cutout. Yeah, he was sitting next to Willie Nelson. Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, yeah, that was kind of
It was
cute.
Willie Nelson cut out, they probably should
Well,
have Buddy Holly cut out if you're going to
I'm
use it.
telling
Yeah,
you
or I guess they
that.
could have. The late great Mac Davis, who passed this year, would have been a good one. He was buried out there, and then you
Yeah,
could have done Roy Orbison. You could have done Waylon Jennings. Those both also no longer with us, but
yeah.
maybe I just want to
Well,
put somebody still living. So I don't know.
yeah. Well, I'm saying Patrick is a phenomena. He's just,
No, he
he's
is. And I think it goes to show you how good Brother Kingsbury was at developing quarterbacks. Maybe not much of a recruiter on defense, but
yeah,
you look at what Tech had, and you just you hate to see even Baker Mayfield played there, and
yeah,
Holmes. Then you got two guys starting on Sundays, and one's a Super Bowl champion, and one's an MVP type player, and just to make you wonder how come Tech is so terrible. But anyway,
Yeah.
they just can't go their way. They're the curse of the pirate, I guess, from back in
Mm-hmm.
the day. But
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, you guys, if you guys, I saw it's getting cold here, but did you guys get a little sock of that winter weather, Mom?
Oh, we got rain, but no snow in Elkhart. We're supposed to have gotten it, but it's pretty cold. I went out to push my trash out for pickup tomorrow, and well, they come at the 0 hour in the morning, so I have to put it out the night before. But they it was I had a coat on. It was pretty chilly. I don't even know what the temp was, but um, it. I've been in the house all day, so there you go. So,
There you
well,
go.
I'm going
There
to
you
get on
go.
the other side.
All
So you,
right. See you later, Mom. You be
I
good.
love you. Bye now.
Me too. Bye, Mom. There we go. This Mom right there in Indiana is she rolls away. All righty, let's get that off the screen there. Get Mom's live from Indiana there. And anyway, there we go. Okay, it's Monday. Let me get her screen off there. There we go. Monday. Good to see everybody. Hope you had a good weekend. We had a good one. Um, let's see. Got a little cold one. We have freeze warning overnight. May have another one tonight. I don't think it actually got down that low. I believe it. I want to say at 5:55, 6 a.m. It was around 38, I think, and it was about as cold of a morning walk, but it wasn't so. Once I got going, I mean, it was still pretty cold and windy. Don't get me wrong. I would not. I was thinking I need to have fleece on too, but it was definitely the coldest it's been. Good weekend though. We did survive up to the beer fest on Friday here at the house, and then we had a good weekend. We had a great. It's anniversary weekend for us. We actually got married on a Monday, and of course our anniversary today is on Monday. It's today. So happy anniversary to my lovely wife, WD-40. Uh, Happy anniversary, sweetheart. We did get married on a Monday. We didn't, in to tell the story, and I'll save it for a moment because I'm going to get to what I originally want to talk about. But we got married on Monday, and so we actually celebrated the anniversary on Saturday night. Went to Al Bernays, the one in Oak Lawn. Had a really phenomenal meal, an outdoor patio, and it was raining, but it was an outdoor patio covered with heat and all that, heater and all that, and phenomenal stuff. It's one of the top rated places in the in a metropolitan area with some of the best restaurants in the world. And you've got them here. Some of the best restaurants in the entire world are here. And any restaurant, any major corporation owns restaurants, test markets here. McDonald's always tests their products here. I mean, this is a culinary city. Maybe not have the views of a lot of culinary cities, but it is a culinary city. And this is one of those places that's on that 20 or 30 restaurant list that in most cities would probably be the number one restaurant. Here it's in a bunch of 20 top restaurants that are all top notch. This was phenomenal. They were great service, a great steak, as my wife just said. But we did it early because we got married on a Monday, and it's weird that you got married on a Monday because in the way the story is, and I'll tell the story here because I don't want to get too bogged down in it, but we sort of decided, and I guess I'll tell the story. Well, not I guess tell the story. We decided to get married. We had talked about it. Okay, we knew that it was coming. At the time, I was waiting for my Australian visa to come through. I had a real mess with an Australian visa. I mean, it was a real mess to get one. I didn't know it was going to come through. It could come anytime. And if bureaucrats, no matter if it's Australia, Canada, US, they take their time. And especially Australia's situation, the other visa request, while they do go to the embassy in Washington, if you apply here, oftentimes they get farmed out to other bureaus across the globe. And oftentimes you're getting approved for a visa without not from an Australian who has no idea what you're doing. If you say baseball, they have no idea. Well, this visa was in that process. Now, eventually I got a visa through the Australian government out of Canberra, which is a whole different story, and it got fast tracked and all that, and that worked out. But we were waiting for the visa, and I didn't know it was going to come today, tomorrow, whenever. So I was sitting there waiting around, and I thought, you know what? If I go to Australia, let's say next week, I could be gone 3, 4 months, and then we had come back, and we are going to have right into the American Association season, perhaps. And I didn't want to wind up where we were waiting a whole other year to, you know, September the next year to get married. I thought it was important. We were the point we were past the point of, you know, messing around. So we decided we're gonna get married. So it was Thanksgiving weekend, and her sister had her 50th birthday that weekend, and that was a Friday. And so her sister was in town. Her niece and nephew were actually, the whole family was in town. Her brother and his ex and his 2 kids, and then her sister and her husband, and her 2 kids. They were. This is the probably only time that we were all together on her side of the family in the last couple of years. We've been together in parts, but not all at one time. This was probably it. So we were all there, and see Melinda out there. She was there that night. Well, anyway, on Thursday we had Thanksgiving, and I believe the girls, and Caroline still believes and still was wondering what the heck I was doing. Why I didn't ask her to marry me right then at Thanksgiving dinner with the family? But I wanted to have both girls together, and because I wanted them to be around when I asked their mom to marry me. So I didn't do it on Thursday, and I went and did it on Friday, and had the girls down there, and we all play, and we were like, asked their mom to marry me right there, boom, and got their approval. We had a good conversation, and then had to go talk to I had to go talk to her mom and dad, which actually happened uh, prior to that. I believe would have been um, the week before, like during the Thanksgiving holiday, and I'd done all that. So we decided to marry. So we basically decided to get married on a Friday. Her sister had this 50th birthday party on Friday night. We didn't want to steal anybody's thunder, but we kind of mentioned it. We didn't want to steal people's thunder because their birthday party, and a lot of friends of ours we knew from our class were there. So anyway, her mom takes the reins and basically just says, "I got this." And her mom got the wedding sorted for us, and we got it done on Monday. Well, at the time, my mom was in Padre with my brother for the holiday. And I called mom on Saturday, saying, "Mom, is there any way you can change your flight coming back on Sunday?" Because she was coming back to Dallas and on to Chicago. So can you perhaps stay over? We're going to get married on Monday, and we're going to do it. We'd like for you to be there. And my dad was still with us then, and he lived in Dallas or the Metroplex, so he was going to be there anyway. But mom and dad weren't together, so mom had made the plans. We couldn't get Holly and her husband to stay, and everybody else had to hold. Cliff, the brother, had to go back to Houston. But we were able to scramble together. Her mom did a phenomenal job getting a full meal for us, a full meal, and we got a dear friend of ours, their family and my family, and it turned out to be a Kiwi of all people, Don Crosby, Mr. Crosby, a longtime family friend, and we went to school. And one of Gay Marie's closest friends, Deanna's father, married us, and then we were able to get Melinda came and took the pictures for us, and we scrambled together and got this wedding from a Friday. This is Friday. We got the wedding planned from Friday to Monday, all because her mom just knocked it out of the park, and boom, we were ready to go. We got married on Monday. We just didn't wait. We didn't want to wait around because we really didn't know if that phone call or email was going to come. And usually it would come in the middle of the night. When that was the email came and said, "Oh, when it's coming, you're going to Australia." And I didn't want to miss out. So we got married the first possible date we could do, which is that Monday after the Friday we got engaged. So it was all planned quickly. And it's funny, the story is her mom tells a story. She went and got us a cake. And she asked the woman at the bakery, "I need this in, X amount of hours." And she's like, because getting married on Monday. She says, "Oh, I understand." No, 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 no. It's not like that. It wasn't one of those shotgun weddings, because it'd be a miracle of miracles if that was the case. So anyway, that's the story of how we got married and why we got married on Monday. So we got married on Monday, and there's a lot more to it that I won't even share because there's a lot of funny nonsense that will be in the book one day. But we got married on a Monday, and we came home, and we didn't go anywhere honeymoon. We went back. She went to school the next day and taught, and I think I sat around on my butt the next day, and I moved from the couch to the bedroom. That's basically what happened. I went from the couch to the bedroom the next day. It was just a weird. And the Monday, it was great to get married, but we celebrated every day since then, I guess. So it wasn't traditional in the sense it was a Saturday and we honeymooned off to wherever. We went back to what we were doing, and that's kind of what we did. Let's see here. Moved indoors. It's a little cold down here today, Lance. Probably not quite as windy as it is out west, but it's a freeze warning overnight here. But yeah, it's also almost dark here too. So I did move in. Why not? Jim says, yes, they do have to get stuff done. I got to tell you, again, her mom, and to know her family and understand it, and some of you probably watching know this, her mom is legally blind, and she's also an interior decorator and throws great parties. For a woman who has visual issues, she gets it done, and she knocked it out of the park. And we would not have gotten it done that quickly. I think we probably been at the courthouse, which there's nothing wrong with that. But they turned it was a nice seated dinner wedding. Like I said, my mom came in, my brother Chris, who lives here, his wife and the boys were there. So we had and my dad was there. And the girls were there. So we were all there was some family there at the last moment. So it turned out to be a really good family time. And her mom and dad, and I said Melinda was there, and then the Crosbys were there. But it was a nice small little deal, and it was a perfect wedding because we didn't want to woohoo bells and whistles, but we didn't want to just be in the back 40 either. So it all turned out great. So all good. Okay, I promised this on, and again, I promised this on Friday, and I don't know where my wife is, but if she is out there, she needs to join us because I'm going to try to get this set up here. I think it'll work. I was having trouble. The reason I went on late today because I couldn't get it all to work, but I'm going to hope it will. Uh, I mentioned last week that we had a bit of an adventure. Now, remember 2 weeks ago on this very show, or is it 3 weeks ago now? Uh, my wife was out walking the dog, and you may remember there was a mass panic, and she basically packed them up and hauled ass and went to the need of our youngest Caroline, who was at her internship at work down in Bishop Arts District, which is a really cool area, revitalized area in the southern part of Dallas. Well, good to see you, Dean Butler out there. Well, anyway, Caroline was involved in a hit and run. And I didn't know anything about at the time. And then as we find out later, and I think we talked about this the next couple of days, a guy, sideswiped her car, then backed up and was dragging something, then drove and got out of the car, looked at the fender. We had the video from surveillance video. He looks at the fender that's dragging. He realized he hit her, but he just kind of goes, meh, about his business and drives away. Well, the thing was, it was a very noticeable truck. And the police she got the surveillance video from across the street where Caroline works. And there's other businesses across the street, so there's possibly other videos. We don't know that. And the police, got a copy of the video. And I'm going to bring the wife on in just a moment. The police got a copy of the video, and I will actually bring her on and let her tell that story. So let's give her a little music. Here we go.
Wait till the end.
There we go. All right. Yeah, I can hear you now. I was playing your jam there. Okay. I got to the point of the. I want you to join me in the story now. I've gotten to the point that Caroline got hit, and the hit and run. Now you walk me through. Okay, because we're going to get the fun stuff, but just kind of some background. You go down there on that Monday to Bishop Arts District to help her out. And how did you get the video of the hit and run? Oops. You're froze up there. Hold on. We're gonna she froze up there. I'm going to come back on, sweetheart, because we froze up. So I don't know why it did that. She'll join us again in just a moment. Give me just a moment. She'll be back. Welcome to Virtual Happy Hour. Glad you're along here on the show as my wife will join us again. Happy anniversary to her as well. Yes, Melinda was there. I'm so thankful you were there. By the way, we were just saying yesterday, Melinda, we got to get together with you guys. So when things are good for everybody and everybody's comfortable being around each other, we got to get together. I mean, I miss you guys. We were just talking about that yesterday. GM, please come on back. What? Well, try a little harder. She's downstairs, so hopefully, let me get this off the screen here. She'll be with us in just a moment. again, I'll kind of carry us along here because I don't know the whole story about the video, but I wanted to walk me through the story. So basically, where I was at is that we get a notification around this time that Caroline is uh, involved in hit and run, and I guess the wife's coming in. What's going on? Why couldn't you join?
It's taking forever for my phone to load.
What do you mean your phone to load? So now, okay, hold on. So it'd been much easier. All right, come on. I got to move everything around now. Um, hold on, hold on. So, move the mic here. So, tell us, you you go down to get how'd you get the police the surveillance video for the hit and run? I guess is
Okay,
my
well,
question.
So when Caroline and I were waiting for the police to arrive, one of the women who worked at Bishop Arts Theater Center Company, whatever it was called, the Bishop Arts Theater, said that they had that they have a video camera, and so since they had a video camera, the woman said, "Let me go in and see if I can get it." Within 10 minutes, she came out and said, "Hey, we've got it on video. I'll send it to you." So she took the little clip of the part where he hit her, and she sent it to me, and she sent it to Caroline. So we had it in our possession by the time the police got there, because it took the police probably an hour and 20 minutes because there were 7 murders that day. Remember that? It was a little ridiculous. So we waited about an hour and a half. The police came. We told them the story, showed them the footage, and had to have the car towed because of the way that it was hit. There was a part of the car sort of rusting on a tire.
This was not a this hit and run was not a, you know, it
wasn't that somebody scratched her door.
yeah, it wasn't just a little door ding in the parking lot, but it wasn't you know, totaled, but it was enough that because the way that she has a VW, the Volkswagen Bug, and the way the wheel well sits, it makes it tough to drive. You bang that side of that car, it's a mess. So yeah. So
anyway,
anyway.
yeah, $3,385 worth of damage, not including the towing. Anyway, so we left. I mean, all we had was the video camera, and the video footage did not show the license plate.
Now, that's where the story stops for a moment, because now what were the police doing? What did they tell you? What was the timeline and all that? What did they say to you?
They said, well, a detective, they gave her a report for the accident, and then gave her a report for the hit and run, and said that a detective would be getting in touch with her within a day. And that was on Thursday?
Right.
No, it would have been a happy hour day. So it was
Well, the accident was a Monday.
a Monday. Okay, so we assumed that she would hear back from the police Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. And then it was Thanksgiving, so we knew that wasn't going to happen. So we waited. Nobody called. And then my dad had mentioned something to me, and then you, the same day, y'all both said it.
And I think
the same idea.
And I may have mentioned this on the show. I kind of thought, because now I'm going to describe the vehicle. I didn't describe it to you. The vehicle was a white Ford. I'm going to show it in a moment, but a white Ford Ranger. But it had not a unique, but it had a certain rack on the back of it, almost like a cage.
It was like homemade.
But it wasn't home. It was a can.
It was homemade.
It looked like, well, what it is a frame for a canopy. Okay, but it was a frame, but a unique cage in the back of the truck. And it was unique in the fact that it's like you go to any part of the city and you say, I'm looking for a white vehicle.
White truck.
Well, no, just a white vehicle. They're everywhere. They're diamond. Everybody gets it. Doesn't matter what brand it is. Lexus, Ford, whatever. They're white. Everybody gets a white car. I don't know why, but they do. We had a white car last time. Yeah, not a big. I had a white H2 one time. It's just the way it is. So anyway, it had a unique look to it. But we were both thinking. And I thought after watching the video,
hard to find.
Well, after I watched the video again, I thought to myself, this guy was probably a working guy. And this area of Dallas is like I said, they're redoing a lot of it. There's a lot of construction down there. There's some brand new apartments. And there's a lot of redos, a lot of really cool old homes been built back in the day. And people have gone in and redone these homes. There's some really cool houses down there. So there's a lot of it's a city. There's a lot of stuff. So it seemed like that working class kind of guy, that truck. I mean, it looked like it had a lot of stuff in the back of the truck, like a lot of tools and some other odds and ends. It was just very,
Other odds and ends is a good way to
I mean,
put
it was very handyman guy. So I thought we would just drive around down there, circle around the block, and we'd just drive some streets one afternoon, maybe spend an hour or two. I thought it'd be spend 2 or 3 hours driving back up and down streets. Eventually, you'd find this guy at a construction site. That's kind of what I thought would happen. Well, we decided to go down there and we do a little driving around, and we realized quickly finding a white truck. I mean, there's a lot of white, and there was a lot
There
of
were
little.
white trucks
There was
everywhere.
a Toyota truck. There was a small Chevy. There's a big Chevy. There were all kinds of trucks. We realized, okay, this is probably going to be more than one day. So we finally go back to the side, the scene of the crime, so to speak, which it was, and we pull up, and my wife decides
I'm just
we
gonna go
decide
into the-
I'll hold the car because I'm holding the parallel spot. She just go inside and ask the businesses, because this happened at 4:45 on that Monday.
People were still working.
By the time they went inside to get the surveillance video, those places were closed.
Right.
So she went in there and tell us what happened there.
So the very first place I go in was this barber shop. So I go into the barber shop and I had screenshotted a picture of the truck from the accident, and I said, "Hey, do you recognize this truck?" I said something fell off his truck and I have it. I didn't say that he hit my kid's car. I didn't say that what fell off his truck was the car part of my daughter's car. Didn't go into that. I just said something fell off his truck and I have it. I would like to give it to him. And they were like, "Oh yeah, I know that truck. That guy delivers produce to the restaurant around the corner." So I come out to the car and I'm like, "Danny, you're not going to believe this, but the guy recognized the truck." And he was like, "You've got to be kidding me." And I'm like, "No, he recognized the truck." So he said that he worked at this restaurant and he described where it was. We went back to the restaurant. There it is on
Come
the.
on, I'm not good. I'm not put up yet. I'm pulled up. Go ahead.
So we pull up in front of the restaurant. I go into the restaurant and a woman comes to me and says, "Hello." And I was like, "Hi, my daughter works at," and she's like, "Oh, no English." So she pointed me to the cashier at the convenience store next door. And he was like, "Yeah, I know that guy. He delivers produce here every day." And I'm like, "Every day?" And she was like, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, he comes by every day between 5 and 7." And I was like, "Okay." So we just decided that we'd sit and wait and watch and see if he came. And I told him I had something for him, which wasn't necessarily true. And we waited,
Well, and
and he showed.
we actually went around the block of this street, and we were on this street called Jefferson. Jefferson's a famous street. It is well known because about a half mile, 3/4 mile down the street
Texas
is
Theater.
the Texas Theater. The Texas Theater is well known because that's where Lee Harvey Oswald was captured by
down.
Dallas police in 1963. He was after he shot
the
Albert,
theater.
he shot Albert Tibbetts. He ran around the corner. His house is only around the corner. Where he lived was only around the corner from
Mhm.
this location, and he ran to the Texas Theater, and he was where the police caught him and he had the gun and all that. Well, that's
Which, ironically, I didn't realize that's where we were.
yeah, but we were all on the same street. It's
Yeah.
again, it's about 4 or 5 blocks to the Texas Theater down from that. So that's just a historical reference. That's where it was. So anyway, we go around the block. We pull right in front of this place, and there's both the restaurant and the little convenience store, which we didn't know were connected. We didn't know this until you went inside. So to get the visual, they're connected. So you go inside, and she comes out and says,
You're not gonna believe this.
"Yeah."
This story's confirmed. He delivers produce, and he'll be back.
And this
Nope,
is
but they said they didn't know his name, and I don't know how you could have a delivery guy that shows up every day and you wouldn't know his name. But
well,
never mind.
we decide, okay, we're going to wait. We're not going to sit right here because my thought was if he delivered produce, he must parallel park around the side of the building where the car was.
We drove around that building probably.
Yeah, we
30
drove around.
times.
We couldn't find the best spot. So finally, I realized on Jefferson, it's 4 lanes going each direction. So if we sat at the corner of Jefferson, it's what is it? Street is that?
Tyler.
Tyler. So we're on Tyler Street in Jefferson, which doesn't mean a lot of you people. Tyler's a one-way going north. So we got in the left lane of the one-way, but it's all side metered parking. Got the last parking spot next to the light, so we could see him coming east, west, and he can only go from the south. So we had him covered. Plus, if he went around the block and came in the alley empties out into the lane. He can only go our direction. He
Yeah.
couldn't. So we were in a great
We
spot.
figured we'd catch him coming or going.
So we finally found the best spot. When we first went in, we first when we were right out in front of the building, which will come up in a moment. My wife, and I'm going to put this on the screen here. This is actually what happened. We were sitting there, and I originally looked behind me in the rearview mirror and back down the I don't know, was it Marseille or whatever it is behind us, whatever the street was going parallel about 2 blocks down. I was looking at my rearview mirror because I was waiting for him to come up the street. I thought he'd come up the street behind us. And dang it, if I didn't see that truck slowly go across the intersection going eastbound, I'm thinking, I just saw him, babe. I just saw him. I
Yeah.
swear, because you can see
Just
this.
like if it's in our rearview mirror and he's
th-
going this way,
This
which way is he going?
this rack is very noticeable.
You'll see.
Yeah, you're gonna see in a moment. So he'll be here in 3 to 5 minutes. I guarantee you. So
Sure
he's
enough.
around the block, and we're sitting there. And sure enough, if I don't say bingo, and this is what my wife did, and as she goes out and checks out the scene here, I'm gonna pull this up for you guys. And
I don't know if I've seen this.
This is the video of my wife running across the street, and this is her sleuthing right here. Now let's go ahead and play it.
I don't think
here.
I've seen this.
Hold on, let me play it. Play it. Here you go. The volume may be a little loud, so. Well, you can't see the truck just yet. I'm going to pause it just a second. Here in just a second.
There it is.
Well, okay. Now, what I want you guys to see, I've got it paused. See the white Jeep and that maroon truck? If you look behind it, where it says Tienda Choris, right below the convenience store lettering where it says beer and wine, there is a white bracket. Do you see that white bracket? That's the one it's right here, right there on the screen. That's the white bracket. And that's the truck. That's a little Ford Ranger. You can't see it. I'm going to keep playing this and you'll be able to see more of it here. Now, there's the wife. She's been over there. She's been taking pictures, and she's got jogging back across the street. She's taking pictures of this guy. And here she comes.
I was so excited.
And I don't know. Do you cuss?
No, I didn't cuss. I don't think I said. I just think maybe I've said it. Got the son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, you got the son of it. There you go. And there we go. There. I'm gonna fast forward it back to see a better view of the truck. Let's see here. Yeah, there's the truck.
The front end of it.
You can't see it. I'm gonna pull some pictures up from my drive in a moment. But that is the video of my wife. Now, actually has some shots of her. Let's go back.
I was so excited.
Let me stop this here. I have some shots of her. So anyway, the point is, where's the story go from here, sweetheart? So we realize we've got the guy. We got his license plate number. We've got photos and all that stuff. And we sit there. We wait for him to come out. Remember, he delivers produce, right?
He didn't come out.
He didn't come out.
We're like, what's taking him so long? We sat there for like an hour.
We sat there for almost an hour. And
we were joking about how we didn't have cigarettes or donuts.
And I kept seeing the door open of this restaurant, and it would close. About the third time I would do that over a course of a half hour or 20 minutes, I realized he's watching us. He knows we're there because he could clearly, when there was no traffic, look right across the street.
He was in trouble.
No, but he was watching us. So we went around the block and pulled around the block and went on Jefferson and pulled up behind a Jeep for the tattoo parlor. And sure enough, we sat there about 3 minutes, and he realized we were gone. He comes rolling out, and we thought he looked like. You ever seen Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul? He was Hector Salamanca from Better Call Saul before the younger version.
Well, younger. He's probably in his 60s.
Yes. So we wind up seeing him there for a moment. We didn't get a good picture of him. We saw him, and then finally it's like, well, he's not coming out. It was dark. And
and it's not like we were going to confront him.
No. What have you done since the police? Now, when he called the police, what did they say?
Well, first of all, the first police I talked to was an asshat. He seemed put out that I had tried to find out who hit my daughter's car. And I was like, look, dude, I'm just trying to I don't want to have to pay for this guy's mistake. And his point was, and he was like, well, okay, well, send me what you got. And so I sent him the license plate and everything. And after sort of being condescended to and kind of yelled at and schooled, and what I mean condescended to is like, listen, honey, let me tell you how this is going to work. And I wanted to go, don't, honey. Well, I think I did say, don't honey me. I'm not an idiot. I think that's how I responded to that.
There's the truck, by the way, right there.
Yeah,
Keep
there's the
talking,
truck.
babe. There's a truck
So
right there.
the police man ran his plates and was like, "Well, he does have insurance." And I'm like, "Great." And he said, "Well, I'll call you back." And he started to hang up, and I'm like, "Excuse me, detective, do you think you need my number to call me back?" So I gave him my number. And he was supposed to call me back by the end of the day, and he didn't. So I called the police back and talked to another man. And meanwhile, he called back. So we played phone tag, but I eventually got a hold of him. He did give me the insurance number. I called and filed a claim. And then the policeman said, "Oh, and for the record, I'm not going to talk to you about this anymore since you weren't technically in the accident. I'm going to talk to your daughter." And I'm like, "That's fine. She's home. If she needs me, I'll be there." So that was that.
So the police again. I know they've got. And I thought about this a lot this morning. No, I was going to be talking about this today. I know they've got a lot on their plate
They
in
do.
this city. I mean, you mentioned the murders. I mean, we had a drive-by shooting on the in that same sector a couple days ago, and there's been a lot of.
Yeah, it's bad.
I mean, there's a lot of. I think a lot of it's COVID related. People are just. I mean, there was a serial. What do you killer? He was a serial. Well, he was a killer, but he was a
Yeah.
serial. It wasn't like he was trying to hide it. This one guy for about 3 weeks was just
Shooting people.
yeah. After he started with his ex girlfriend's family, then he started just pulling up to people and just doing it for giggles. I guess he figured he got one. That was it. So I understand they're busy. I understand they're busy trying to do things, and I know they catch a lot of heat. But the fact that we could go, the fact they hadn't even filed a police report was
Yeah,
what
it took us 5 minutes to find the guy.
that's the baffling part. They hadn't even had a case number filed in the system yet. And I'm thinking, what are we made out of money? We're just going to write a check for $3,000. Well, our insurance is, but is that
the
what?
deductible? I mean, it's using $500 just
Yeah.
because somebody else couldn't do.
Yeah, and all the guy, and we're not trying to, put the guy behind bars or whatever. We just want the guy just to, and we would have worked with him.
Man up.
If he'd have said, hey, you know what,
Man up.
put a note in the car or waited or gone and asked, hey, whose car is this? But he cleared the thing about it. What upset me wasn't like he hit it and didn't know it. He hit the car and got out of the car, looked at the fender piece dangling from his bumper as he heard something he was dragging. And he just kind of went, meh, blew it off. And that's why they got me. And that's the kind of thing that
I told my boys today, by the way, I was like, "Do y'all want to hear the end of the videos?" Because I showed them the video. It was a bonus question for the vocab quiz, asking them what this guy should have done, what virtues does he need to do the right thing. Anyway, so they were impressed with my sleuthing.
it was very good sleuthing. And I'm trying to see if there's any more good pictures of this. Oh, well, here's the actual here's the picture of the actual parking spot. And I meant to tell you this. I've told you I'd come back to this. That's the parking spot where that bench is right there. There's a bench in the middle of the
Yeah, we're
screen.
parked where he was.
That's where he was parked. That's actually a DART bus stop. But he was parked there. We actually parked in that spot we're parked in is actually right next to where. Well, it was actually right where he parked, and we had no idea that's where he was going to be parking. About an hour later, we just when she went to ask her questions, and it just goes to show you, just asking the questions helped, and we solved the case. We think on our own, and it was fun because again, we were sleuthing. We were doing our.
We did not think that was going to be how we celebrate Thanksgiving week.
No, and we were
something that we thought we would ever do as a team.
No, we went and had we went and just to show you what a good cops do after they've had after they solved the case. Well, actually, here's a shot of the restaurant.
Yep, El Catrine.
Here, this looks like something out of Breaking Bad. Actually, this kind of looks like a Breaking Bad set. It has something out of Breaking Bad. There you go. And apparently,
the convenience store.
it actually had pretty good ratings. I mean, from what I understand. Yeah, let's see if I can.
I bet it's solid food.
Let's see if I can convenience store. There you go. There's a shot of the convenience store there. Very, very, very cool. I mean, it's kind of a cool place. It said it had good food. It was a little, services homemade and blah blah blah. But anyway, I just let me bring that down and let me see if I got anything else for you guys. I was going to show you how you celebrate. How do you celebrate? There's the dog. All right.
Hey, pups.
There's the wife. I'm going to show you the wife. There's the wife in sleuth mode right here. There she is running across Jefferson right there in the middle of your screen. That's her.
That's ridiculous.
I was shooting the video, but you don't really see her taking pictures and video of the whole thing, but she was there. And then this is how you celebrate after you solve a case. Let me show you what you do. There she
Yeah,
is.
you-
There. Let's go here. This is
Barbecue.
there. You go. You go have barbecue. There you go.
That's my chicken.
There's a barbecue chicken from down there at
Lockhart's.
Lockhart's. There's a smoked chicken
chicken
wings. There is beer and barbecue sauce. There is of course, you're in Texas. And Oak Highlands Brewery had a little preview of their beer a couple weeks ago. And there we go. We got some jalapeno
Oh, man, that was
sausage.
so good.
Jalapeno sausage right
You're
there.
making me hungry. Get off the phone.
Jalapeno sausage. Great slaw. That's maybe a top 2 slaws in the world
it's
right
really
there.
Good.
It's really pretty good. There's some great
We shared that.
jalapeno barbecue. There we go. There's some pork ribs. No sauce yet, but about to be doused with sauce. So that's what real police do. Real police go and after they solve a case of big meal, what they don't do is, of course, the only thing we needed was I had coffee, I had a big coffee mug or a
Cigarettes.
big Yeti, and my coffee was cold and kind of bleh. And all I needed was some cigarettes go with my cold coffee
Or
in my-
donuts.
and some donuts, and we would have been set. But yes, we solved the
Takeout
case.
food.
How about it, babe? We are police.
Yeah, we
We
are
s-
for hire. If you have a case,
No, we won't get the pension
well, like
fund. But
Cagney and Lacey.
we won't get the pension fund, but
No, we won't.
it is our anniversary, babe. Just real quickly, I was telling the story that kind of got off track. I wasn't very good at telling it, but for the dog goes nuts.
Yeah.
Any memories of the anniversary that you want to?
Yeah, I
Of the
was pulling up all
not memories, but maybe you just. I was telling you how we got engaged and done in just a couple of days. So
yeah, the thing that I wanted to pull up, I need to find my memory.
well, you can just tell us. You don't have
No,
to.
I want to show
No,
because you were talking
it's
about the
okay. Just tell us,
You
babe.
were talking about the dinner, so I wanted to pull it up. Hang on. Nee, 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 nee. Okay, this is what I wanted to show because this, I don't know if you can show it.
I'll get back to the truck here just a second. Oh, sorry. Okay, now what are you trying to show here?
I want to show the picture.
Well, you could have sent this to me. I could have shown it.
See, there
but-
was our seated dinner. It was so pretty.
Yeah, it's just a dinner, babe. It's a table there in your parents' house. It's very cool.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
There's a good picture of us from that night.
Which no one can see, but okay.
There we go. It's
Oh.
kind of fuzzy.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it was fun. Memories of the wedding were just, well, the funniest part of the wedding is I told you this morning. I was like, wow, 4 years ago tonight, I was sleeping with my sister-in-law, Nanette.
Well, then sister-in-law.
Yeah, she was my sister-in-law all the time, and she was spending the night before I got married.
Well, they pulled it off, and it was good times had by
It
all.
really was. My mom did a great job.
Yes, she did a phenomenal job, and it
was
worked
good.
worked out swimmingly. Love you. All right, there we go. There's the lovely wife. She's going to take the dog, do his business. Is that what you're going to do? All
He's
right.
answering you about that.
All right, there she goes. Great stuff. Happy anniversary, my lovely wife. We yesterday we'll get to this. I'll talk a little bit more about it on Wednesday, but I had a really great experience yesterday. We talked a little bit about it with my mom that Tech played basketball over in Fort Worth. Got beat by U of H. She's pretty good. Tech's probably overrated. Yeah, we can talk about that down the road. But a great time yesterday. Fort Worth was always good to go to Fort Worth, and got to spend just a few minutes, maybe about 10, with some very, very, and I was telling this to some kids at school today, some dear friends, fraternity brothers of mine from college, and was one, I guess it was 5 of them that I saw, and we spent just a short time, because I didn't run into them until right after halftime, and I went back down there in the last 3 or 4 minutes of the game. But it's great to see those. You pick up right where you left off, and we'll talk a little about that on Wednesday. And I'll show you guys the Dickies Arena. It's a brand new facility in kind of a perfectly mid-sized arena. We'll kind of go through that a little couple shots of that maybe on Wednesday, but maybe we'll make it a little that. But again, happy anniversary to my wife, and again, you too. By the way, if you guys see this truck, don't worry, we've solved the crime. Okay, but we solved it. We solved the crime by getting that truck. But again, and who would have thunk? I mean, we were we were needle in a haystack, and then just all it took was two questions, or actually one question led to another, and boom, we had time frame and everything. How about that police work by the husband-wife police team? How about that? Okay, much love to you guys. Have a great rest of your Monday. I'm gonna get out of here, and we're gonna have a little dinner. I got teaching again tomorrow, and which means walking at crack of dawn. It's gonna be freezing. Oh well, it's all good. Anyway, much love to you guys. Let's be better tomorrow than we were today. Show much more love. Let's keep being better. Keep fighting on. Please be safe. Wear your mask. Do the best you can do, and don't. It's going to come out. We're going to come out of this thing. We're going to get all right. We're going to get there and be smiling and be happy and be hugging each other again. And by the way, we come your way on Wednesday. It'll be December on Wednesday. How about that? All right. We'll see you guys on Wednesday, same time, same place. Much love.